there's been so many stories of impact that have come out of this place, and we get to hear them on the daily, which is such a blessing, right? Keeps us going. What's one of your favorite stories that's come out? It's hard to pick, right? But just pick one story that you're like, oh my gosh, this.
The initial vision for this place was to provide a place for someone who's in addiction or coming out of addiction where they can come and live and ultimately get everything that they need to walk out their recovery long term. The Medicaid clinical billable services, life skill classes, we have a trade school, businesses here that are willing to hire our graduates. So usually the stories are to that's what it's done for me. So an example of that would look like this. Just thank you because, I've been to lots of places, and this place is different because people genuinely care. It seems like when I went to other places, I got to a certain point in my recovery where they just kind of kicked me out. And the reason for that is because they're no longer billable. Whereas here, you guys kept me here and continue to allow me to grow. And I just have a sense of community here that is unlike anything I've ever experienced, not only at other places like this, but just in life in general. And then here's something that I get a lot of too. It's like, I've gotten to meet all the founders. They seem like they're pretty good guys. But I can tell, Kip, that you are really the talent behind this because those two other guys really aren't the sharpest tool in the shed. And I'm just wondering if your back gets sore from carrying these guys.
Right.
I get that a lot. And probably a thing that when they compared the three of us, what they say is you are definitely the best looking. A true story. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right?
I know, right? Yeah. Story after story after story. Yeah, absolutely.
But he's giving each one of them guys $20 a piece to say.
Well, it's right after they work for me. Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah. Anybody add anything to that?
No.
Okay. All right. So
one of my fondest, and this may seem it's funny, but one of my fondest memories here was with Chris and the argument that we had in the trade school, like him and I, because it was stressful, right? You remember how stressful this was, Allison? Yeah. Like it's stressful. It was continually we need more money. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my gosh. And, give until it hurts is an understatement, right? In this thing. And, so Chris and I were in that meeting and we were just, you remember we were arguing. And then when we left that meeting, we were just arguing. On the way back, we were arguing and laughing and crying. And it was just
still arguing all the way down the hallway.
Still arguing and then laughing with each other. And it was just really, I mean, that's was a good memory.
Needless to say, the trade school's still here.
Yes.
I think the trade school kind of gives an indication of what we had to do because there was no template to build a place like this. So the trade school started out as a for-profit, then we flipped it to a nonprofit, then we flipped it back to a for-profit, then we flipped it under a nonprofit.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But I love that it is now the fact that you guys gifted it to the nonprofit to fulfill the original mission vision. I just love that so much. Like it's just more full.
What was great about that is like the week after we gave it back, you got like a lot of money.
No.
That was awesome. That was awesome. After we'd put in countless money, it was
right.
Well, the intention was never for us to have it. It wasn't for it to be a part of it. It was just with all the ruckus going on, just trying to get one organization straight. It made more sense to have it pulled out, to get
100%.
it leveled out until we could get stabilized to say, okay, there's something we can give you that it works.
That's worth something.
It's worth something.
Yeah. So lots of stories of impact coming from the people that we've served, but it would be silly to say that we have not changed because of our, I know I have changed for the better just being a part of Emerge in the last 2.5 years. How has your life changed for the better because of Emerge?
I think the lesson that I've learned in this is like, we can do things on our own, but to let God stay out in front, and when there's a situation that, let's just say, may not be ideal, to let Him deal with it as opposed to ourselves dealing with it, because I attribute that to my willingness to do that in 24, to it being able to blossom like it did in 25. Just kind of letting him deal with certain situations that I would love to deal with in my own flesh.
Trusting God with more.
Yes.
Okay. Doug, how have you changed?
I think I've uncovered some gifts that I wasn't sure I had, and I'm grateful that I got tested in this whole venture. It's been really neat, and it's gonna be it gave me a new appreciation for professional management. I'll tell you that, like in a big way. So
Awesome. Rachel?
I've learned so much. I think I've probably learned and have grown more in the last 2 years than I have in my entire life. And whether that be through the hardships that we've been through or through the mentorship, I think it's a combination. And just seeing the impact, because you walk through these halls and every time you walk through them, you can sense, we were just saying this, you can sense the Holy Spirit, and you can sense that that it's different. And that is exactly what we hear from the people that we serve. And so I think I've learned that it's also been something that's been reinforced with me, that when people believe in you, you can accomplish anything. And so to have people that are here a part of this, no matter what their area is or what their involvement is, but especially these 3 guys right here to believe in me, it just helps me unleash my potential.
I love that. Chris?
So I've gained much more faith in this. I've gained a college degree in business through this thing. I've gained really 2, not only mentors, but almost like father figures to teach me a lot of things that about business and life and things in general. So I've learned more, like she said, in past 5 years than I've ever had to learn in my life. So it's been awesome to watch.
Yeah, I would say even for me, I have become a much better leader than I ever was. And it's through, we say like for the people we serve, that we earn the right to say hard things. And I feel like we have that same relationship, like, because I know y'all care, you've earned the right in my life to say hard things. And so I want to hear them. And Rachel's so good at that, sharing hard things and where we need to grow as leaders. And so I feel like I'm a better leader because of being here and being
Kip's
a
pretty
part
good
of
at
this.
that too.
Yeah, saying hard things. Yeah, she'll tell you. Yeah.